Playing live is important. It's what musicians do. I think it's what a lot of us kind of live for, and why we make music is so we can perform for people and feel the crowd's reaction and feel that energy on stage. I know it's kind of weird these days with a lot of music being like an online platform, and I've definitely heard people say, that it's more important to have an online presence, and it's so important to have an online presence. But I just really, really believe that live performance is where you really create a strong connection with the audience. And I feel like also audience members are looking for like a personal connection. So when you go to these shows and you talk to people afterwards and you stay at their house and you eat their food, it really creates a really beautiful relationship with these people that you never would have met if you weren't touring and playing music for them. And honestly, it's really difficult to capture a live performance on recording. And so people that are listening to CDs and music online are going to have a completely different experience musically when they see you live.
My favorite gigs to play are festivals. They are the most exciting to me because, well, first off, you get in front of people who didn't come there exclusively to see you and otherwise may have missed you the last time you came through town. And not just that, but you really get to feel like there's a community of people out there who are doing the same thing that you're doing. You get to meet some of your heroes sometimes, and maybe even sometimes embarrass yourself in front of your heroes. But it's just really cool to know that there's this support group out there of all these, other people who have done this thing and maybe a little bit further on their journey than you are. You can talk to them. And I mean, Carolina in the fall, the Kruger brothers, through that festival. We played that for the first time literally the week after I got married. It was so much fun. And they are just so open and welcoming and warm, and they jammed with us.
On my birthday.
On Joey's birthday. They didn't have to do that, but they do that with everyone. They treat you as the first timer there like you're Jerry Douglas doing them a favor or something. It's amazing. So festivals are definitely you also get to see a whole lot of cool acts too.
When it comes to playing shows, I also think that house shows are really important, especially when you're first starting out. It's a really easy way to, like I said before, really create like a really strong, nice bond within like an intimate setting rather than, going to a venue in and out. And honestly, a lot of those people at house shows are really, really excited to have you there. So they'll tell their friends and, friends of friends will tell them. And we started playing house shows in Madison, Wisconsin. And we have this, we just call them our like Wisconsin family. They've become like family to us. And they just open their homes to us. And those have been some of our favorite gigs as well.
I love festival gigs so much, and especially because we're getting more and more into festivals. I'm starting to learn them more. But there's just something great about having just a sweaty rock gig where people are like right here, standing at the edge of the stage, and you know what I mean? Just having that kind of electricity in the room is just really something magical.
And I have to say, Roanoke, Virginia.
Roanoke, Virginia.
When we first went to Roanoke, we were like, we don't know what they're going to think of us because, none of us are from Roanoke, but we're called Roanoke.
Right.
And that's another place. We play the spot on Kirk, and that's another one of our favorites. They always treat us like family there, so we love it there.
Playing in a primarily empty room, there's a term for it, and it's called paid rehearsal.
Sometimes paid.
Sometimes paid rehearsal.
Me personally, I have a really hard time playing empty rooms, and these guys are amazing. I don't know how solo artists do it, but I have a tendency to get into an empty room, which thankfully we're playing less and less of those. But in the beginning, we play, that happened quite a bit. And it just kind of, you hope people will show up, and then you walk out and there's nobody there and your heart just sinks. Thankfully, these guys are great about like, no, like it's still gonna be fun and we can play off each other's energy on stage, which is great.
Yeah, one thing I would love to say about empty room gigs is those are great shows to try out new things. You know what I mean? If you have a new song you're working on, you don't really feel 100% confident on playing it in front of a big audience yet. Or if, there's some crazy outfits you want to try out, or, stuff like, just whatever you want to try out. Those are the gigs to do it.
Yeah, it's true. And it's honestly, one of my gigs that comes to mind when you ask, like, what they say, like, least favorite gigs, like playing to, like, a room with nobody in it. This show, the second show in London, Kentucky, last year, or just outside, where we played at like midnight in a pavilion to maybe like 8 people, including the band that played before us.
That was the second show we did that
and
day.
I had a blast. Like I didn't like it's easier to be in the back line or to be not right up front, where most of my connection comes from the band and from the music, as opposed to the audience, where the singers that's who they connect with. And some of those empty shows have just been the most free and the most fun. And like you said, we try new things and won't even talk about it. We'll just extend sections and outros, and just kind of like you just look at each other and just start laughing on stage. You're like, oh, who cares? And and honestly, and that's to me some of the best times that I've had playing music.
Also, if there's like 8 people in the room, they're gonna remember it. They're gonna remember. We did a festival, I think somewhere in Pennsylvania. It was raining and there was one dude in the middle of the field and we were like, "What's your name?" He's like, "Justin!" From way out in the back.
We played that show in the rain for Justin. And he loved it. It was great.
When it's coming to leading the band, this band is kind of a different animal than other bands because we switch singers, you know what I mean? And because there's so many writers in the band, a lot of the songs will have a different vibe than the other ones. Taylor does the set list, and she usually runs the set as far as like audibles, things like that, you know what I mean? But as far as like musical cues or stuff like that, the band will be on top of that. We don't really have like an MD, like an assigned MD in our band. But I guess it really all depends on how you work together.
For better or for worse.
For better or for worse. We don't know yet. We ever had one, but maybe one day.
Yeah.